It's day 6 of the Kyle Rittenhouse murder trial. Rittenhouse is accused of murdering 2 people and injuring another in Wisconsin last summer. Yesterday, one witness, Gaige Grosskreutz, who was shot and survived, testified against Rittenhouse. Today, Blanca Cobb, body language expert, and I are taking a look at both Rittenhouse and Grosskreutz body language in the courtroom. Hey, Blanca.
Hey.
So let's go ahead and take a look at where Rittenhouse seems to be listening to Grosskreutz testimony. What did you notice in this, Blanca?
What you'll notice is that he seems to be busy, as if he's listening. But if you take a closer look, what you'll notice is that he's really compensating for the nerves that he's feeling. So when you feel anxiety or tension, your body's going to show it in different ways. And for Rittenhouse, he's writing, he's flipping through the notepad, he's looking over at his attorney's notes, he rubs his nose, he does this deep swallow, and then ultimately he stares into space. So it's so much as it's like this mental overload, because he was trying to deal with that anxiety. And then when he stares into space, it's like his body's just like shutting down momentarily. So when we see behaviors, we also want to see what's precipitating it, what's causing it. And in this case, the witness is talking about how he thought Rittenhouse was an active shooter. So that's definitely playing a role in how he's acting.
And we do want to take another look at a clip where a part of the video of the shooting was played in the courtroom. What did you notice about Rittenhouse's body language in that clip?
His body language is a little more pronounced, and we know this because you can see him moving back and forth as he's sitting. He's tapping the pen consistently and constantly, and he also takes a deep breath. When you're taking a deep breath, you're just trying to get control of all those emotions and anxiety that you are feeling. And also, you think about what is it that has brought about this change in behavior. And for here, he's actually seeing a part of the video that's showing the events of that night, and that could definitely be triggering some angst for him.
And now let's go ahead and turn to focus on Grosskreutz testimony. While he was on the stand, you notice that there were times that he immediately answered the attorney's questions, while at other times he hesitated. Now, what does this tell us?
A lot of times you might think, well, if you know the answer, you would tell it immediately. And yes, you are correct. However, in a high stakes situation, and we're talking about in a court of law where you have to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, in these types of situations, that anxiety is up and someone might want to think a little more, think about how they're going to explain what they saw, because they know that those words can be brought back against them, right, from the opposing attorney. So you want to be very careful in a situation like this. So looking at the situation from different angles, picking those words very carefully before answering. And however, there are some people who might challenge that and say, well, is he really being forthcoming if you have to think about what happened? Now, there's another thing that I want to point out with his body language is that he kept turning his body physically towards the jury as he was talking. And I would imagine a lot of the jury members would just disassociate from that, just disengage and not react to it. Again, this is a high stakes situation, and a lot of jury members want to be very conscious of their body language because they don't want to give anything away. And it's really not typical for a witness providing testimony to actually turn their body. So that was a bit awkward.
Yeah, I actually did notice that. Blanca, thank you so much for that insight. And if you're interested in reading body language during the testimony yourself, you can actually find this story on our website, WFMYnews2.com.